And these are the rituals that I gathered together in this book, because I found out from these studies that there are certain things people who are happy and successful and living their dreams do that a lot of us don't. And these are not habits or routines, these are rituals. Because if you take those away, they feel diminished. They have become so important to them, these rituals, that they regard them as their key. And the reason they work is because when you start acting in a certain way, the universe finally thinks that you're worth investing in. Until then, if you're all just thinking, dreaming, hoping, praying, meditating, doing yoga pose after yoga pose, which we've all done, I've done it, it's what I've done, nothing in your life will change. You might feel a bit happier, and there might, the law of attraction does work with your thoughts. Thoughts are energy, they go out in the ether, and you do attract something, but there won't be dramatic change, which I'm sure a lot of people want. They want their life to be better, and that's what I wanted. And I realised then it wasn't my fault. My thinking wasn't at fault, my actions were. So then it was now I had to put it to the test. I had to try on myself. I had to incorporate these daily actions into my life. I thought, why not? I've got the information here. I've been access to scientific journals, talking to scientists, talking to psychologists. And the first ritual that I'd like to tell you about today, and if you don't get the book, that's absolutely fine. That's fine, but just take this away with you and try it. And then if it works, then buy the book. For 3 weeks, the first half an hour of your day, don't touch your phone. I'll tell you why. First of all, I'd like you to have a big stretch instead. That's the ritual. And as you stretch, enjoy that, because not only is stretching good for your body and mind, it's just great. Enjoy those sacred moments in the morning. Enjoy them. You set the tone. The moment you become conscious, you set the tone for what's going to happen for the rest of the day. And if you stretch and focus on your day ahead, focus on who you are, I can tell you your day will be much more positive. If you go to your phone, the message you send the universe, and remember the universe is watching all of us. The universe is waiting for us to become viable. You are not viable if the first thing you do is to scroll down your phone and put everybody else's needs above your own, or your news feed, or your social media. The message you send to the universe is, I'm not worth bothering about, let's focus on them. And yes, we're taught to put people's needs before our others. Yes, that is a very beautiful, beautiful ideal. I agree with that. However, I'm sure you know that you cannot give someone a drink from an empty cup. There's a reason why in an aeroplane they say put your own oxygen mask on first. Most of us who are spiritual are people walking around without oxygen. We're such givers, and I'm sure there are a lot of empaths here. We give and give and give, but we don't. First of all, fill your own cup. Fall in love with yourself. That is the hardest job, and it's the starting point for spiritual growth as well. It is the hardest thing to love yourself and to take care of yourself. But until you do that, I'm telling you, the universe will not respond, will not bring into your life what you want. It won't bring in the right people. Because if you don't love yourself, you're going to attract people who take advantage of you. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to attract the right opportunities. You must take care of yourself first. Not to excessive levels. We hear a lot about narcissism these days. That's ridiculous. It's a balance. So that's the first rules in the book, actually, are, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, how can I remember 21 things? There's 7 in the morning, 7 in the afternoon, 7 in the evening. They're all things you already do, just a different slant on it. They're ritualized. So do that just for 3 weeks. Please, all of you, don't reach for your phone. Give yourself half an hour to be you and to enjoy being you, and to set your focus and intention for the day. That will change your life. And I know you're probably quite cynical, as I was in the beginning, thinking, nah, it won't. It's too much of a small change. It will. It will. It will dramatically change your life. Okay, now let's get to the feather and the heart. You're probably thinking, look, have you got your feather? Have you got your feather? All right? No feathers. Where are the feathers? Who's hogging the feathers? Has somebody walked off with the feathers and the heart? Ah! Have you all got your charm? You've got no charm. You've all got a charm? No, some lady up there hasn't. Sorry, could you just give them a charm? Let's focus on the feather first, right? Right, have you got a beautiful feather? Did you get a nice feather? Right, it's beautiful, isn't it, a feather? Makes you think of heaven, angels. I've written so many angel books. Angel held my hand, angel in my pocket, angel on my shoulder. You name it, I've written it. You go in the angel section, you'll think, how many times can we do a variation on the angel theme? And I get a lot of beautiful stories, actually, people who find white feathers at moments in their life. So I'm not knocking it, it's beautiful. So think of, what does that make you think of, the feather? I tell you what it makes me think of. It makes me think of Dumbo. You know, in Walt Disney, have you seen Dumbo and his feather? You haven't watched Dumbo? You haven't lived? No. Who hasn't watched Dumbo? You haven't watched... Well, that's why you had to come here. Go and watch Dumbo, a self-help classic. Absolutely beautiful film. It's about an elephant with very big ears. And it's a Disney film. And somebody tells him that if he holds the feather in his trunk, he can fly with those ears. And he believes that person, and he can fly. But then he loses the feather and he goes crashing down. But what he doesn't realise, of course, he could fly all the time. The feather's just giving him the belief. And that's what I'm talking about. If you have bought into this whole positive thinking mantra, which is beautiful, that's in a way what you're like. Not like I'm saying you're big elephant. I'm not saying that. The elephants with big ears. Oh dear, this is going horribly wrong. But what I'm saying is that you have bought into something which is draining your energy of your real potential. The feather isn't going to make you fly. The feather can't make you fly. It's just positive thinking. The feather can't make you. The feather can't make you fly. So you can positive think away. You can positively dream about having the life of your dreams as much as you like. Unless you take some action, it's just going to stay a feather. It's not the power. The power is in you. You already have it. And that's why I'd like you to just put the feather down on the floor now. Watkin's going to kill me because they're going to have to clear it up. We don't want the feather. Please get rid. This is a symbolic action. This has no power except for what you give it. It is a symbol of stop dreaming, visualizing, meditating, hoping and praying for a blissful life. And a blissful life is your birthright. Stop it. If things go wrong in your life, it's not because of your thinking. You haven't wished it so. I used to beat myself up so often if a book contract fell through or a relationship didn't work. It was because somehow something wrong with my thinking, so I'd go and take myself off to a retreat and meditate and all that, hoping that I'd clear my mind of all the clutter and start afresh. Honestly, that's how I've been. I want to save you all from that. You don't need it. What you need is to do. You are what you repeatedly do. Yes, your thoughts are important, but your thoughts do not dictate what you do. And if you're struggling to know what to do, this book will guide you. It will give you 21 positive actions that if you incorporate them into your day, I can tell you the universe is going to start thinking of you as something worth investing in, because you are living, you are becoming what you want to be, rather than dreaming and hoping for it. The rituals are the trigger. Have you all met someone in life, I talked about this earlier, who promises things and says they're going to do something? I haven't got time for those people anymore. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll get back to you. Or they say they feel a certain way and they don't. And then their actions are completely opposite. Always judge people from now on. If you do anything, look at this heart. Actions come from the heart. From now on, judge everyone in your life not by what they say, but by what they do, by what they actually do. If somebody doesn't get back to you when they say they will, that is a sign for you to reevaluate. And obviously, you know, nobody's perfect, we all forget. I'm saying you have to have balance. But think that every time that this is how the universe regards you. If you are just saying things, as I was this positive thinking writer and dreamer and hoper. I lived that in my books, and all the books before the last few years are that. There's me positive thinking. But I wasn't actually getting my message out, doing what I want to do, which is to get my message out to people who normally wouldn't engage in spirituality, and I'm finally doing that. It's taken me so long to get there.
All right.
And the universe is looking at you that way. It's thinking, stop talking. I want to see you now, loving yourself. I want to see you taking action.
Theresa, we're about time.
Okay, 2 minutes, I'll wrap up. So do you see what I'm saying? So the mantra is, you are what you repeatedly do. Sorry, I've been a bit long-winded. I'm not that used to public speaking. It's still not coming naturally to me, but I'm hoping that I've got a point across. And the last thing I'd like you to ask, you chose a colour when you did. Well, your spirit did. I do believe in these things. There's a colour there. It's probably a green or a red or a pink or a purple. And this is just a little symbol for you to remember that from now on you're going to do. You're going to do things rather than think and dream and hope. And the colour is going to tell you which direction you should be moving in. And I'm not going to tell you that. I do know all about colour healing and everything, but this is the place to find out about it. They have wonderful books about that. Research your colour. You picked it for a reason. For example, if you chose a shade of blue, chances are it's to do with communication. But colour healing is so fascinating. You can learn a lot from colours. There's great wisdom. Hey, just you know, what have you got? Who are you laughing?
I'm just saying we both have a very, very light pink.
Oh, pink.
It's a bit washed out.
Pink is unconditional love, isn't it?
Yeah. So does that mean unconditional love?
Amber, is that orange? That's orangey. Orange, joy. You see, you've got to watch Dumbo. Simple. It's a funny film, but it's you know, it's about joy and creativity and expression. More joy, more laughter, more laughter. Green. You see, you're all trying to. I want you to go and look here. I want you to go and find a colour book. Green is about growth, and also finances. Maybe you should be looking into more in material ways to whatever you're doing with your life, that you should be looking at material ways to make it pay. Maybe you're doing too much for free. I don't know. But more material. That's actually where you've got to look at. Charging more for what you do, whatever you do. Valuing yourself a bit more. But it's about growth. Definitely growth. But I'm not going to say any more because I'd love you to. But I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm sorry if I've gone off on a tangent sometimes. It's just that there's so many thoughts coming through I'm trying to get to. The power of rituals is the secret. It is about the power of I do. No more dreaming. Yes, you can meditate, it's fun, but no point meditating if you don't take action. It's like saying you want to lose weight and then watching television all day and eating chocolate. And that's how the universe regards you if you visualize success, but don't do positive things. And in that day, I say thank you very much. And have I really gone on? Oh.